Attorney General Jeff Sessions, testifying before the House Judiciary Committee, showed selective recall on the Trump campaign's Russia contacts. Mr. Sessions said he had no reason to doubt these women who have accused the man who wants his old Senate seat, Roy S. Moore, of seeking sexual or romantic favors from them as teenagers. Mr. Sessions was asked about his direction that the department consider a special counsel to investigate Mr. Trump's political opponents, including Hillary Clinton. Mr. Sessions denied that he lied in October when he testified that he knew of nobody in the Trump campaign who had contacts with Russians during the presidential campaign. "And I don't believe it happened," he said. Court records later revealed that Mr. Sessions led a March 2016 meeting in which George Papadopoulos, a campaign aide, discussed his Russian ties and suggested setting up a meeting between Mr. Trump and Vladimir V. Putin, the Russian president. "I had no recollection of this meeting until I saw these news reports," Mr. Sessions said. Mr. Sessions testified Tuesday that was still hazy on the details about what Mr. Papadopoulos had proposed. But on one matter, he said his memory is clear. He said he shut down Mr. Papadopoulos' idea of a Trump-Putin meeting. And he said he told Mr. Papadopoulos that he was not authorized to represent the campaign in such discussions. To sum up, Mr. Sessions said he could not remember much about Russian influence on the Trump campaign, except when he could block such influence. As Democrats repeatedly put heat on Mr. Sessions over the evolution of his testimony before Congress, Representative Hakeem Jeffries, Democrat of New York, invoked an unexpected ostensible ally, Senator Jeff Sessions. Holding up a speech he said Mr. Sessions had given on the Senate floor during the proceedings to remove President Bill Clinton from office, Mr. Jeffries said Mr. Sessions had then justified his vote for removal by saying that he would not hold the president to a different standard than a young police officer he had prosecuted years before for lying under oath. "You stated that you refused to hold a president accountable to a different standard than the young police officer who you prosecuted," Mr. Jeffries said. "Let me be clear, the Attorney General of the United States of America should not be held to a different standard than the young police officer whose life you ruined by prosecuting him for perjury." Mr. Sessions vehemently disagreed with the comparison, repeatedly calling Mr. Jeffries' suggestion unfair. Mr. Jeffries, nobody, not you or anyone else should be prosecuted, not be accused of perjury for answering the question the way I did in this hearing," Mr. Sessions said. "I have always tried to answer the questions fairly and accurately." While the Trump campaign contacts with Russia is the main recurring theme, a separate subplot has emerged: surveillance. The statute by which Congress legalized the Bush administration's post-9/11 warrantless wiretapping program, Section 702 of the FISA Amendments Act, is set to expire at the end of 2017 if lawmakers do not extend it. The current law permits the government to collect from American internet companies, without a warrant, the messages of foreigners abroad who have been targeted for intelligence purposes even when they are communicating with an American.